This has made the news lately, but it really hasn't gone viral, so I'm making this video on this police officer who was shot and killed by another police officer purposely. Now, you need to know the context that this occurred in. There were a couple of people, one of which wanted to commit suicide by cop, and he went into well, he didn't go into, but he started shooting into a Maryland police station. Obviously, police officers responded, which included a black off-duty police officer in civilian clothes. He approaches the scene along with a bunch of white officers, and he starts returning fire to the person who wanted to commit suicide by cop. For some as yet unexplained reason, one of the police officers shoots him. Now, I don't understand this, but I'm going to play the clip from Joy Reid's show, and then I'm going to come back.
Police officers in Prince George's County, Maryland, are mourning the loss of Ja'Kai Colson, a 28-year-old officer who was killed Sunday in the line of duty. Colson was dressed in his everyday clothes. He was not in uniform when he joined other officers in responding to a man firing at a police station, and what officials say was an attempted suicide by cop. But the bullet that killed Colson was not fired from the suspect's gun.
The shot that struck and killed Detective Colson was deliberately aimed at him by another police officer. We believe that that round was not errant, to use that term again.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out again.
Officials say it's too early to tell why the officer, who has not been named, thought Colson was a threat. Reporters asked Police Chief Henry Strowinski whether racial bias might have been a factor, and he said he was uncomfortable with that notion. He later elaborated to the Washington Post, saying, quote, "In those split seconds when lives are in danger and officers are engaging a deadly threat, there simply isn't time to bring any biases into it. Hindsight is a luxury that no officer has in the midst of an ambush," unquote. For now, we simply do not know why this officer saw a colleague as someone threatening. An investigation is underway. Meanwhile, some 840 miles away in Ferguson, Missouri,
I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. How can you try to tell me that it's too early to know why whichever cop shot that black officer can't tell you why he shot him? Okay, and my belief is that bias, racial bias, played a role in this, because as he stated, the police chief stated that with rounds being discharged, you don't have time to consciously think about your racial bias. So your unconscious takes over, and if you are unconsciously biased towards black people, you see a target shooting, you shoot them. Now, it doesn't matter that the target that you're shooting at is sending rounds towards the person that's firing at the police station. That never even entered into the thinking. So basically what happened was an officer came on the scene, he saw a black guy shooting, he didn't pay attention to what direction he was shooting at, and he pulled his weapon and he fired and killed this guy. So I want to see, I want to see what goes down with this one. Because obviously they're never going to charge the white officer that killed the other officer, never going to charge him. The guy that they captured, okay, who was trying to commit suicide by cop, they caught him, and now he's going to be charged with the death of that cop. So this shit is getting ready to get real live. So I'm going to stay tuned on this one and try to keep up on this one as much as I can.